Hello and thanks. I'm known as Bureau of Silly Ideas, not Drinks, which is how I'm listed in the programme. I think both are quite good. I use the name Silly, not Stupid. People often get that confused. My work is as a combined artist, and I work in the public realm. Arts Council England have me on their Excel sheet, and the same Excel sheet as the Royal Opera House. Royal Opera House is the very highest digit. I'm the very smallest and clinging on for dear life a lot of the time. But what I found interesting here today, and what we're here to do, is to think about the city now and the city in the future and how we can make it better. Here's a great picture. And what I think we've been talking about is we're very London focused. We are in London. I've lived here most of my life. And London has sold itself recently very much so as a cultural capital. And it celebrates that. But you wonder what that is, what does it mean, and where did it come from? Why is that significant? I believe a lot of that came from earlier problems that we had. We were torn. But I also think that in order to make the new fantastic city, we only need one simple thing, and that is magic. You just need to get any 6-year-old will solve the problem with a magic wand. But what we can do is we can look at what caused our culture and why we think it's brilliant, and what I think has been a significant part of our cultural development and why we have it in this city at this moment in time. It comes down to the horror and the trauma that we've all experienced in our generations before. And we destroyed the cities. The city was destroyed and then not occupied, which was quite unique and compared to the rest of Europe. So we had an amazing bond that was created as we rebuilt the cities and as we regenerated naturally. We worked together, we told stories, we empathized with each other. That's the one missing ingredient that we've identified today. We've come up with solutions for lots of other things, but empathy and how we create empathy amongst ourselves in public seems to be the missing thing that we haven't got a solution for. I think that in the process of regeneration that we're going through now, we're missing a really, really big, obvious thing. If you look at regeneration now, it's the same. It's completely destroyed. But the difference is there's a wall that stops people joining in the recreation of it. This has been like this for 10 years, just under, and they're going to start work now. The economic destruction changes, Lehman's, and all that meant that the developers said bits tools down, which has left that city centre up north like that for a decade. Here we've got another one. This one's just starting. It's brilliant. Absolutely going to be fantastic. The new Nine Elms project. It's going to last 15 to 20 years, which means for 15 to 20 years, that's 2 generations, people will be looking at the wall we saw earlier. That doesn't build communities. That will kill our culture. I think that's really wrong. I get quite angry thinking about it. Then they're missing a biggie. I've made fake construction sites on a regular basis. I've also worked on real construction sites on a regular basis. And I can make people come, enjoy and engage and be part of that process. I don't see why it doesn't happen as a given. Here we are on Brixton High Street, during the real repaving of Brixton High Street. We curated a fictional narrative that there were suddenly loads of strange aromas and smells and sent in a team of investigators. Their job mostly was to sit and smell. They did it. Here's another one. This one was, we created a conceit of a giant squid farm, and we went into an area that had just finished a disastrous building project that had gone many years overdue. And we went in and just started building again, but to build a giant squid farm. And we went through the whole process of making big problems and then solving them and working with communities. We really stirred it up. And then instead of scaring animals, we scared children. And people brought hundreds of children for us to scare so we could attract giant squid and start a farm that would be the solution. These sort of things. This created 60,000 people coming through to that square, which, even though it was brand new, had just, was dying. What I think we need to do is more, this is now, it went full circle, and now people just come and watch construction workers. Don't ask me why. They'd also come and look at them really beautifully. This originally started being as an installation in real construction sites. Now it tours light festivals. it's bizarre people will go and pay and look at roadworks. It's another way of thinking. I think what we need to do is put stories into this rebuilding process. Imagine walking past that building site as you're going to school, and on your way to school, instead of seeing the construction site and ignoring, just seeing the grey wall, you can hear fairies talking to you, and you start to have a conversation. And you're this big. By the time you're this big and the building's finished and you're walking your children, it won't be a construction site. It won't be a horrible new thing that ruined your life as when you were a kid. It will be where there were fairies. So imagine that. What I'd like to see is I'd like to see this wonderful science and knowledge and things that we've been doing being used to do things like create stories and fairies in the process of regeneration. So we create and hold on to the empathy that has made cities like this fantastic. That's it.